What is going on, guys? Happy Friday. Hopefully, everyone ended up green on the day. We did. We are up actually around 600 with trading micros. So that is pretty good with micros, right? If I was trading minis, this account would have been passed already. I did go. Um, no, I did not take this trade, but this was an idea trade. Just tape reading this one, and I did end up taking this one, which is not an inverse for value gap. This was just like a continuation model type of thing on the 5 minute. We're gonna go over it, right? But this first trade, this first trade's crazy, bro. If I held this, it would have been over. Um, this trade ran from about 250 points. It hit both of my sell side liquidity targets. And yeah, so let's just jump into this trade. So first things first, what we did going into the day was just marking out these levels. Just marking out just overall liquidity. Here we have sell side, right? And then here as well. Here we have sell side, right? Nice. So let me pull this up now. So the trade actually ended up taking place on the 1 minute. We're just gonna let price do its thing here. It opened. So first things first, what I wanted to note was this 5 minute right here getting respected, right? So we have this 5 minute here. This ends up actually getting respected. I'm pretty sure, right? Or does it get ran through? Yeah, no, this is the one that gets respected. This is the one that gets respected, right? So here we have this 5 minute fair value gap that is holding its own weight, correct? Oh, I messed up. What the hell? Yeah, so we had that 5 minute there, right? So going back on the 1 minute, we end up seeing that price actually goes up into it, taps it, does not close above it, right? So what I'm paying attention here is to this fair value gap right over here. This is the fair value gap that I'm currently paying attention to when I was taking this trade, right? So IFBG. This is the fair value gap when I was taking this trade. Not only this, we do have a breaker block. So I've slowly been trying to learn breaker blocks, but I did notice that we did have one here. So low, high, lower low, higher high, right? So, and the candle you highlight is the candle, the series before the series of the downward move or whatever, right? So this would be your breaker block right around here. So we can label this as well, like this, and then plus BRK, right? So this would be your breaker. So we're just gonna let price play out here. So now it does end up giving a close, but I actually ended up waiting a bit, ended up getting a little bit of a better fill for better RR around here. So my fill actually looked like this, and then it was kind of like the top of this right here, right? So this was my fill around this. Obviously, break even here. Now this trade actually ran. I'm telling you, look at this. This is absolutely wild that this trade runs up for this much. This trade runs up for, look how much, dude. Look at this, dude. You know, I was telling my buddy because we were in call. Like, I'm happy that we caught the trade, but it would have definitely been better if we held the trade, right? And that's just bringing like the PNL into risk, into the factor, like, oh, like we just want to make money. But I'm that's besides the point, right? Like, I'm happy that we ended up catching the actual trade, right? And so it's all right. I mean, we still made our profits from it, but I don't know. It's just crazy. Just, dude, 200 points. So we're just gonna let this play out, right? So we're just gonna let this play out, right? So here you have basically break even or whatever. and then it just continues going down. Like, look at this. This is absolutely wild. Yeah, it just continues, dude. So even then, like right here alone, you're at 131 points. So this was the first trade. Overall, I think this is a really good trade, actually. Yeah, I think this is a really good trade. One of the things I got really happy for, that I journaled about, was noticing this breaker block, right? This is a breaker block, I'm pretty sure. So low, higher, high, lower, low, higher, high, and then you target, and then you noted it's the candle before the series of moves, right? So it'd be this one. So kind of happy that we caught this breaker block. All the confluences here just lined up, right? So like the 5 minutes getting respected, breaker block, inverse for value gap, good singular, for value gap gets inverse with good momentum, and then right, and obviously we're in a pretty bearish, right? So this was the first trade that I did end up taking. Now the second trade ends up happening around 8:11. We can just move this to the side. So we're just gonna skip to that time frame. Yeah, trade happens around 8. So again, nothing really much happening here. So this is where, so here in NQ actually makes an SMT here, right? The thing why I did not take this trade is because then there wasn't really much liquidity over here. Maybe if it was like a sell side, like a good engineered low, maybe this would have been a really good trade. But you're just going off of a it's right here. So this low, and then this low. See, so this is it. This is what it looks like on NQ, right? So you have an SMT here. Good singular for value gap. Gets closed above, right? Now, you can enter longs off of here. You know, Barsaw here is not that bad, right? And you could have braked even up here or up here. Or overall, you can also target this fair value gap right here, right? Obviously, fair value gaps act as a full liquidity as well. So this was your trade. I didn't end up taking this just because an SMT alone, right? Especially on a very bearish market, on a very bearish day, I wouldn't necessarily think it's like the bottom, like you're trying to catch the bottom, right? So we're just gonna let this play out. This play out as it ends up working out. So yep, so here's your break even pretty much. Yeah, you could have scaled out completely actually here. Yeah. See what happens. I'm pretty sure it continues up a little bit more. Yeah. So it ends up basically fulfilling this for value gap over here. So this is around, yeah. So this is around 42 points. This is around 42 points. Pretty good. As you can see here, we also just have right, so we have why is this white? Right, so we have just the internal market maker model. Why is it, dude? I don't know. I never figure out like how to do whatever. So we do have this internal market maker model basically, right? And you can use this inverse basically as a market structure shift. And this play actually ends up working out. So this was a pretty good play. And yeah, so now the second play was not an inverse fair value gap play. So this play actually, I could delete this. This play ends up actually happening around 8:40. And it takes place on the 5 minute. So what this play is basically, now we already swept my sell side over here, right? But I had another sell side that I really wanted to take, which was all the way down here. I was telling my friend it's pretty far, but I felt really, I don't know, I felt really good that we'd probably end up taking it. So what I did end up taking, the trade I did end up taking, was this 5-minute, just basically a continuation model that price just wants to continue lower, right? So I did end up entering off of this over here. So short, constant encroachment right here, right, basically. And I was just targeting my drawn out liquidity right here at 466. So this was the trade I did end up taking. Really promising at first, right? So I did definitely end up scaling some, and then around this time is when it started to get a little bit choppy. Yeah, so entered around here, pretty good, scaled out, started to get a little bit choppy here. Now what I did end up noticing, starting to get a little bit choppy. I'm just gonna let this play out. I did end up noticing we did have a fair value gap here on the 5-minute. Oh, this thing's still playing. Oops. Yeah, so on the 5-minute we did have a fair value gap here. Again, this was not an inverse trade. This was more of a continuation model trade to the downside. Right, so minute 5. Right, and I only use these continuation things on the 5-minute, just because they're least. It's just because it's like a higher time frame. It's just less risk of fake outs, right, compared to being on the 1-minute when you're too zoomed in. So yeah, so we're just bouncing off of this 5-minute completely, and I'm still in this trade. I really wanted to take sell side. Now, if you look on the 1-minute. What do you guys notice here? On the 1-minute, so we do end up taking my sell side. If you do notice here, we do have accumulation, right? We have manipulation right over here, which we could make a different color, right? And then we do have the displacement leg right down here. Displacement leg right down here. So I can move this on the side. Yeah, nice. So we do actually have a power of 3 within this trade that I was in. Now, I didn't recognize this during the trade. I recognized it completely after the trade. I screenshotted it and sent it to the Discord that I'm in. And I'm happy that I realized it after the trade. Now, I think the next stage would be to realize it when you're actually in the trade, right? So you're like, let's say I'm in here, I'm in this chop basically, and I'm like, okay, we see this 5-minute. I kind of want this to be the manipulation leg, and after the manipulation leg, I want to see the displacement, right? And I kind of want to notice it during the chop, right? So I kind of want to be like one step ahead of the market. But I didn't. I mean, it's fine. But I mean, on the bright side, it's that I noticed it after. So I mean, that's still somewhat good in my books. But definitely the next stage would be to notice it while it's happening, like while I'm in this chop. You know what I mean? So, so this trade, this trade actually ends up taking forever to play out, right? And I could just, let me see. I recorded it as well. Let me see. Let me bring it out. YouTube recordings. Yeah, by the way, this was with micros. Oh, I think it's corrupt. Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's gonna work. I think it might be too long. We're just gonna. So 43. Run out. I did have my. Oh wait, no, wait. No, it's here.
I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I still making this mistake? I hate this
Yeah, like this is the video. I'm gonna just chilling. Like I'm literally just like watching Netflix. I'm just watching a show while this trade is playing out. And ends up just taking it eventually. Yeah, so overall, pretty solid day today. Pretty solid Friday. I appreciate you guys for watching. And yeah, by the way, so during both of these trades, the first trade I was talking about, if you held, dude, that's so crazy, dude. 245 points. Here, let me hop out of replay. Let me see where it's at right now. We could, yeah. So if you're still in this trade, you're almost at 300 points. If you're holding, this is absolutely wild. Again, like I said, I'm happy that I caught it. Sucks that I cut it off short. And yeah, but on the bright side, I'm happy about this continuation model here on this 5 minute. Right, just off of this rejection, and then I shaved most of my just off of this rejection right over here, and then 5 minute continuing back lower, little power of 3 action right here on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute I mean. So pretty good trades, and yeah, so I appreciate you guys. By the way, I am active on Twitter, kinda. So if you guys have Twitter, go make sure to follow that. But yeah, well, yeah, I was also gonna mention I've been back testing, and dude, back testing's hard. Like, in a way, it's kind of like ruining my confidence when it comes to like taking trades. Cause now I'm like really skeptical. But like, bro, what if it just works? What if this like it just doesn't work out? Like it's a fake out inverse, and it just dumps. Because that's what happened to me yesterday multiple times. I'd enter into a trade. As soon as I enter into a trade, the next candle goes the opposite way, and it stops me out. And I'm just like, bro, like, dude, what? Right? So I don't know. I prefer, me personally, it was like a 5-day FX replay trial. I kind of prefer like forward testing and like tape reading compared to actual back testing. I don't know. It just feels a little weird to me too. And I feel like I perform better in the live market compared to back testing. I don't know. It's definitely something, because like at this point, because when I was back testing, I started to think, whatever I'm about to do, just do the opposite and I'll be profitable. Because that's literally what was happening. So let's say there's an inverse for value gap to the upside. I'm taking it. The next candle stops me out. Or the next series of candles stops me out. And I'm just like, dude, it started to feed into my head. Like, whatever I'm about to do, I'm literally just do the opposite and I should be profitable. And that's just like not a good way to think, and that really just starts playing with your mental. But dude, no, that's what happened to me when I was back testing, and I'm just like, dude, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I know inverse for value gap works. I know like what a decent for inverse for value gap trade looks like. But when I take it during forex replay, like it just doesn't work. I don't know, but it's whatever. So appreciate you guys. Pretty long video today. My bad. Yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend, and yep, so peace.